On. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. Get a little bit situated. Get the video going while everybody's coming in. We got Shaquem, one half of the L brothers. Powerful Allah. You all right, man? Sincere, born Asiatic, master student. Oh, try and get the video in order here. See how my techniques is working. One, two, and two. And see me now, I got a little technology going on here. SW. Yeah, you got to get surgery. Man, that's crazy. Powerful. Halftime came in. Yeah, you know, I had everybody, master student say he just got up. Yes, a little bit early morning session. Each one teach one, hit the like button. So we get a few more people in here. This is like a review real quick. But having some conversations with some people, it made me think of, what's the real difference between wisdom versus talking? Halftime said the favorite topic you've ever had, wisdom versus talking. Smell goods. Yeah, I guess it is, because this is a little bit early for me. Usually. But I haven't. This week, I only did Monday and Tuesday, right? I missed Wednesday and Friday and Saturday. But that's one thing that's happened, is in that time I've had a chance to, I get into different conversations, and then they inspire some of these different topics. Teran Reed. Yeah, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean? Just hit the pull-up bar. Got in a few push-ups. I think I got 100. 400 to go. SW said the difference between knowledge, wisdom, and talking is the knowledge, thought, or lack thereof the words derived from. Smell Good said, what's being said, how it's being said, when it's spoke implies wisdom. I'm just saying is exactly that. Just saying, talking. Yeah, that's you bring up a very good point right there. See, when you have to use the term, right? When you have to explain yourself, right? When you have to explain the wisdom, not when you have to explain the knowledge. Meaning, I may tell you something, right? And I'm just introducing you to this. So then I got to explain the whole background of, what I'm saying and where it's coming from. You know what I mean? Like I might, uh, you know, introduce you to the science of supreme mathematics. And then I had to explain, the information and the thoughts behind it, the knowledge and the thoughts behind it, like SW was saying. But see, when I got to explain my wisdom, you know what I mean? When I got to explain what I said, then what I said wasn't wisdom. It wasn't wise. It didn't reflect the real thought. So when a person had to constantly be telling you, well, now all I was saying was, or what I meant. See, this is some clues when you could tell that, all right, this person is talking. See, I give you another clue where you could tell, all right, this person is talking. When a person say, I don't know, but, and then they keep talking. So wait, hold on. If you don't know, then where's all this wisdom coming from? Got a lot of Illuminati came in. Urban Gorilla. You see Urban Gorilla in a minute. But when you got to constantly be explaining what you said, then you ain't saying what you mean and meaning what you say. See, when you know a person is dealing, like you ever see a person, right, that they complaining about something, and while they complaining about it, they're doing the exact thing they're complaining about. You just talking. Or when a person doesn't realize, sometimes a person is talking and they don't realize that, see, you only telling on yourself. See, in this nation, specifically, right, we got another example of when people is just talking. When a person comes up to you, right, and says, look, this ain't being done, or this ain't being done in the right and exact way. Okay, why are you telling me for? Like, if you the one with the knowledge, right, if you the one with the knowledge of what's not right, ain't you the one with the responsibility to correct it? See, if the knowledge behind your wisdom, if the knowledge behind everything you do and say is who is the original man, the knowledge agreeing in 1 and 10, then whatever you tell me is wrong, right? You bringing it to my attention. I didn't know. So who's responsible? See, that's when you know this person just talking. Because see, ultimately, what it is their word is not going to be life. Their word is not life, and it's not going to born life. It's just going to born more talking. Smell Good said, how do I get this woman to accept, be attracted to politeness, kindness, minding manners, me being courteous, keeps wanting to do that for self until keeps wanting to do for self until her request is made. Um, this is a Hotep channel. You know, I didn't tell you. I had a Hotep experience where I learned a great deal about being Hotep. I didn't get a chance to tell you about that. You know, but I understand Hotepness now. A brother. I observed him in the Hotep forum, and I see how you got to do it. But this being a Hotep channel, I guess this is about to be sensitive. What I'm getting ready to say. But look, man, uh, bros don't like that stuff. This politeness, kindness, minding manners, being courteous. They don't like that kind of stuff. You know, see, the bottom line is, you know, a brother told me one time when I was a young brother that, if as long as you be God, right, that women is gonna come and go. And I don't mean that to say that they're disposable. You understand what I'm saying? But see, what you got to do is build God. You understand what I'm saying? You got to build a kingdom. Starting from your mindset. Not just the physical things that you accumulate. You understand what I mean? But starting from your mindset. You understand what I mean? You got to build yourself into the main source. You see what I'm saying? The sun is the main source, right? And then everything that comes from the sun, right? Or all the things on the planet, and we know the planet comes from the sun, is what? Resources. So you got to build yourself into the main source where, you know, being in the light of the sun is life. You understand what I'm saying? And being outside of the light of the sun is death. You understand what I'm saying? And then, after that, uh, you know, they either drawing up or they not, man. They either ready for life or they ready for death. Like all that other carrying on and all that. Yo, listen, you could just move away from the source of life. You could be banished 3,680,000,000 miles away from the sun. But in terms of that's uh a lot of those characteristics, they look good on paper. Smell good said a lot of radio hosts I used to listen to do that. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's kind of the job for the radio host. Smell good says still a hard time civilizing. I mean, you know, you gotta look at the degree. You know what I'm saying? Now the way I draw it up is Musa had a hard time civilizing because they was all savage. You savage, and the people you try and teach is savage. You understand what I mean? But by the same token, that's what happens sometimes in life. You having a hard time civilizing people. Either you savage or the people you try and teach is savage. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, uh, you gotta realize that. See, like I said, you shaping and molding the earth, right? But what you shaping and molding is 24,896 into 25,000. That's what knowledge of the culture could do. You see what I'm saying? But you can't just shape, you can't change, if you 142 million miles away from the sun, you can't really bring them 93 million. See, the same way I can't really, whoever you are, I can give you the knowledge. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, even if you dealing with men, all I could do is bring the science out of you that truly exists in you. You see what I mean? I could show you some examples that you may not have been exposed to before, right? That might awaken certain things in you. But see, or you got to look and see the amount of trials and tribulations that brothers have. See, a lot of brothers not basing their history on 25,000. Specifically, I'm saying you not having babies with the planet Earth. You know, some brothers is basing their history on 24,896, and some brothers is basing their history on planets that don't even exist in this galaxy. You hear something like, bro, you're like, what? She did what? Yeah, that's not even in this galaxy. Master student said last night I had the conversation with my man on the bench. It's not like he was talking what wasn't real, but it was hard to stop him to tell him the facts. He like trying to indoctrinate with what he think is right. Yeah, I know those kind of people too. Where uh, they feel if they keep speaking uninterrupted, that they want to debate somehow or something. Like they think they get points for just keeping right on talking without understanding that sometimes all you doing is digging the hole deeper. SW said the ones that left me know who the true and living God is. They just too warped to let religion go. So they gone pushed outside of the 93 mil potential. Now they hang close like Mercury. Right. You see what I'm saying? You know, uh see this is one of the things dealing with the science of Yakub. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, uh what Yakub observed with the two pieces of steel is things getting out of perspective on who's the piece of steel with the magnetic. You understand what I'm saying? If the piece of steel with the magnetic, right, is, you know, and check it out. This is something else. This came from a brother. Uh, we don't really talk about him no more, but he say, uh, but butt, but bring rain, hail, snow, and earthquake. You understand what I'm saying? If the butt is the piece of steel with the magnetic, so you got to understand that you know uh there's certain things that we're indoctrinated into in society, right? That's not necessarily our nature. And so while we in a society that makes a woman a piece of steel with a magnetic because that's how they was made. See, Yakub already was his mother's favorite. So because we live in that society with the Virgin Mary and all these type of concepts like that, right? You know, the images that, we constantly seeing and everything, right? It makes, but the piece is still with the magnetic. So that, is the perspective that really gotta be realized. Now as born said, indeed you can show them the way, but doesn't mean they'll take it. Powerful said talking is just talking, wisdom is wise words and actions. Indeed, you know, the actions do have to be there in order for what you saying to be wise. Whether those actions occurred already, you know what I'm saying? Or whether those actions need to occur, right? In order to back up what you said, the actions got to be there in order for it really to be wisdom. Mr. Green One, Queen Mecca. Okay, we got to go back to the Hotep stuff now. We gotta go back to the Hotep stuff now because we have Queen Mecca in here. Mr. Green One said a fool makes everything sound complex. A wise person makes everything sound simple. Yeah, that's definitely one of my mottos. Absolutely. Peace, peace. Smell good said this is true. So when I give my word to be there, support, protection, provide, etc., then see a need to change direction, is that lying? No. If you don't change, you're gonna die. You understand what I mean? You just gotta know what to change and when to change it. But everything around us, the planet itself, the universe itself is vibrating, it's rotating. You know what I mean? It's circulating. You know. So, if you woke up this morning and said you was gonna wear a t-shirt, and then you woke up in December and decided to wear a coat, you ain't lying. You applying mathematics. You know, you got to apply it based on the knowledge that you have. You know, yeah, that's what I told you when I thought you who you are. When I saw other potential in you, but then you didn't see the potential in yourself. You gotta be aware about that in everything that you deal with people. Is that sometimes you want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves, and when that happens, things get upside down. To me, that's one of the things that happened with this knowledge. Is that you started kind of, you wanted the people to have the knowledge, right? More than they wanted to have the knowledge. So now you start relaxing all the rules. You start relaxing all of the protocol. You understand what I mean? The same way was we discussing it on here? I was having a conversation with somebody about Paul and his impact on Christianity. See, Paul was the one who came in and said, look, people don't have to be circumcised. We're going to allow in Christmas and Halloween and all the stuff like that. Or on a business. I was just thinking, I was like, it's probably a little bit early for all on the business. I guess the early bird catches the worm. You know, I started thinking about that. We got the West Coast brothers. It's still early out there. It's like 10 o'clock. Mr. Jam Jam. Peace. Hmm? I'm, wait, what time y'all start? Alright, hold on. Let me just leave this right here open. Hmm? Nah, it's all good. So where we at? Smell good, Mr. Green One. All right, so yeah, smell goods. You got to expand because once I start talking, you said this is where I need your help at. Once I start talking, I lose track of what I said. See, I'm getting photobombed. I'm getting, it's channel 11 WPIX. We got W WPIX going on here. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me I'm gonna take this over here. Let me reset. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Peace, POD. We gonna rotate over here to the classroom. Get back. This decent. We in decent form over here. Let me see. I gotta see how. Let me get back to seeing the comments. All right. That was just a little message about the boxing. Got some kids on the Wizzy. Whistle Dizzy. Let me get back in the comment screen. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Oh. All right. So where we at? All right. All of the business said to add on to the butt is nicknamed the booty, which is the money. Booty is the term for money. The pirate days and stuff like that. Booty is the money. All of the business said so. The butt can be money as yeah. Oh, hold on for a second. Yeah.
Oh, look like one of those is connected. Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, she's looking for you, bro. Hey, peace, go. Peace. I'm looking for the crew. Somebody looking for more black. Somebody was coming in. That's the second time that happened. Oh, what's it? Ain't gonna happen. Oh, right there. I just bought that from I just bought that from How's everybody?
Good.
That's good. We got a habit of leaving it outside. By the back door.
Don't worry, I get in yard. Yard over here, one time. That's all right. We get another one. Corey, you tell me to go over the cameras. Yeah, that's the second time. That's why we got cameras. Sure. Yeah. I'll enjoy your meeting. If anything come up where y'all need me, y'all got my number. All right, peace. We'll go with just a little bit. We'll go just a little bit that way towards you. That's good. Okay, so we open this meeting. Somebody just second it. Second it. All right. We'll start with the minutes first.
Okay.
This gives you amount of chance to get here.
Okay. I know I got a logbook, but I have not yet, because I haven't didn't get a chance to write down the log in our book, of which, this will be the start of the day for this meeting. And Shakim also has been getting the law by laws back and that. But let me get into the minutes. If you don't mind, I'll put the prelude in anyway since we're waiting. Okay. Please everyone, God, Divine Prince of Law, Secretary of the Law School, Mecca, Office of Cultural Management. And these are our minutes, start with the prelude for the minutes for Sunday, July 19th of 2020, right? It's a prelude, right? On Monday, July the 20th, Secretary Divine Prince of Law receives email from the Law Savior with documentation he has sent us to form a nonprofit subsidiary corporation. He forwards an email correspondence with documentation. I sent the email he sent me with the documentation to Law and Justice. 501c for-profit and non-profit entities. The message, the Law Savior's government name Lawrence Mack, right? Peace. I have attached 2 PDFs with information on the subject pertaining to non-profit subsidiaries. Of course, there is a lot to consider. I hope he gives a good starting point to acknowledge that the issue is taxation, as I have stated. This issue should be discussed with the tax accountant for a precise recommendation on the type of entity needed. Please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions. The 2 documents he sent were 1, taking care of business, and 2, forming a for-profit subsidiary. On Sunday, 7/26, facilities management players, the laws of mathematics speaks at Universal Parliament in Medina, informing the gods and herbs and attention as to the goals of a law school and Mecca Office of Cultural Management, our relationship with New York State Docs, and our progress thus far. He also brought our books of knowledge of self and the greatest story never told, the true history of Allah and his 5%, informing the gods and herbs and attendants of our intention to make them and other publications or commodities available to our incarcerated gods and herbs in New York City, New York State Docs system. By way of our law school Mecca, Office of Cultural Management, our products emporium catalog. While addressing the Parliament, he mentioned that we have 2 books available at Parliament that day for those willing to purchase them as a donation. He also lets the attendees know that they can be purchased
Okay. Now I can hear him. Can anyone hear me now? Shah Master came in. All right. So wait, where did I get cut off at? Because I was switching rooms, accommodating meetings. El Lowry. We got the L brothers, the new and improved L brothers in the house. Where was the last thing? Did y'all hear me adding on with all on the business about how butt can be money as well? Or did we get cut off before that? Anyone? Where's the last place we got cut off? Yeah, you know what too? I watched what's your name? The assassination of Malcolm X. Remember, brothers was asking me about the assassination of Malcolm X. Where did I get cut off? But who I know 793rd was asking me about the assassination of Malcolm X. And Supreme Man had brought it up. So I watched it, you know, just so I could be aware of the conversation we was having about it. Asiatic Mathematics said, I watched 2 episodes of that, gotta watch the rest. Oh yeah, that was they in there having a meeting about some other stuff. So yeah, just dealing with what all of the business was saying in terms of the butt could be the money. You understand what I mean? Because if you allowing the money to make you and you not making the money, then the money becomes a piece of steel with the magnetic, and you could easily find yourself right compromising yourself, your principles. You understand what I'm saying? And your values in order to get the money. You understand what I mean? And then that's going to bring rain, hail, storm, earthquakes. And him adding that on, it also just shows you that. See, I gave you one example. He gave you another example, but in everything in life, see, that's a part of love, hella right too. What has the magnetic? The hell, I mean, the negativity that's in hell, the death, hell, and destruction that's in hell. If that has more magnetic, if that's the piece of steel with the magnetic, if that's what you love the most, right? Instead of loving yourself the most, then you're gonna remain in hell. You're not gonna come out right. You know what I'm saying? So, those is probably the two biggest examples that we used. You understand what I mean? But always be aware of that in everything that you're dealing with. Smell Good said it's like I want to start with less trials, less hesitation, less hard times. I mean, that's just that's the wilderness of North America. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, that's just a part of the condition. That's a part of the confusion that's here. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the hurdles. You know what I'm saying? That God has to, uh, those are the hurdles that got to be overcome in order for you to be the cream of the planet Earth. You understand what I'm saying? These is all the trials and tribulations. Every degree of trials and tribulations, right, is to get you to focus on the trials and tribulations. It's to get the trials and tribulations to be the piece of steel with the magnetic. So then you never get to the fullest potential, right? You never come to the fullest realization of yourself. You got Jarrell Boylan came in, Shopmaster. The wordsmith said, wisdom is speaking correct information, just like talking is rhetoric. Wise, you said wisdom has to be born, your word has to be life, or brought into existence to be wise. Yeah, I was adding on with this too when I was cut off. You know, that's the ultimate test of knowledge and wisdom. You understand what I'm saying? That's the ultimate test of knowledge and wisdom is that it can go to born, right, and be born alive. You understand what I'm saying? The anything you're dealing with, the ultimate test, what I'm saying, of man and woman, right, is to be able to born understanding at the highest degree. Not just have a baby. See, because then we just defining, biological processes. We're not really we're not really looking at the fullest degree, the fullest reality, right, of what man and woman is. Peace, through your wisdom, I know what you know. Fly phrase from the Providence plantations. Asiatic mathematics said lately I've been binge watching movies on World War One and World War Two and videos about Idi Amin. Yeah, Idi Amin, he's one of my people, but he's quite a character. But so yeah, getting back to I guess that we getting into the Malcolm X, the who killed Malcolm X thing. That was I watched most of it. Um, I actually did see it before. I don't know if I dozed off on certain parts because I don't recall hearing John Ali. I don't recall seeing him speak, but yeah, I seen it before. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is anybody that has some questions about that? Really, I don't. Brother was saying it was interesting in different ways. You know, I checked it out, you know, just so that I could be able to speak on it. But you know, when it comes to that stuff, you know, I got you know, I guess we can move right along from that. But you know, Asiatic mathematics, you know, one of the curious thing, I'm not really curious, but you know one thing about Idi Amin that to me was wait, I got cut off again. Am I still on or did I get cut off again? Yeah, 793rd. Who was it that said that it looked kind of cultish? Somebody said that the footage from the 50s and 60s reminded them of a cult.
Darkim,
Hmm?
where you at?
In classroom.
Oh, somebody here for you.
Who?
For Black Lives Matter?
Tell him come here.
Here you go.
Oh, that was you, 793rd? I didn't really think it looked cultish. I thought it looked military. Oh, what's going on? Huh?
I just came to say hello.
Oh, I thought you had something to do.
No, but I gotta pick up my podium.
What are you talking about? We already have plans for that.
What?
But I'm saying you taking it now. You got something to carry.
I'm coming back. I gotta drop all this stuff off.
What time you coming back?
I don't know. Later.
All right.
Did Essay come by here at all yesterday?
Last night.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Because I told him if he went to get it.
Oh, nah. By the time he came though, he came like 12:30, something like that.
Oh.
1 o'clock.
Was he taught?
Huh?
Was he taught?
Uh.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him. Because we went to eat after we left here. And I went to sleep after that. And I slept for like 16 hours. I don't know. I guess it all caught up with me.
Yeah. Probably finished all the whistling.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll be here right now. I'm waiting on the kids to show up for my youth boxing class.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be here till at least like 6, 7 o'clock.
Okay. All right, I'll come back before
All right.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, have good class. You need anything? You want anything?
No, I'm good for now.
Okay, so I'll see you a little bit later.
All right, no doubt, me.
Thank you.
I see you. Peace. Yeah, I thought it looked very military. I thought it looked very military. On the what's the name? The military, I guess, is a kind of cult, so it goes hand in hand. Kitty Karenina said, "Jonathan Isaac is my hero." Who's Jonathan Isaac? Small good said, "Wisdom maker making made to be." Can you speak on the science of that? Like on some real live wisdom. I don't know how to make an earth. I'm learning actually. First time I attempted. Well, see, like I said, man, you know, uh, uh, you know, when uh, when you meet a woman, right? She's already 24,896. Because see, remember, you looking at these cats. See, a queen is one that knowledge is God. Earth means they bear the seed. So see, just like right now, right? For most of us on here, we wasn't born in a nation, right? We say our old Earth, right? But the women we talking about is 85%. See, even if you got children that you had out there, right? And the women don't have the knowledge, that's still your Earth. That's still where you planted your seed. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that you didn't base it on the 25,000. You see what I'm saying? Which is perfected through the knowledge of the culture, through her learning the knowledge of her culture, herself, MGT, GCC. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that it's the same thing. Like for instance, you coach basketball, right? Smell goods, you know, and you get the kids into college. But look, you gotta the kid has to have some talent. And you could want to be a baller all you want, but you got to have some talent. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to work on it too. Like I can show you all these drills, but you got to go home and practice them. You understand what I mean? So that it's really not different than teaching God. You know what I mean? That look, if it's not in you, to see yourself as God, then you ain't gonna see it. You got people that's been around us for decades, and then decided that what, in all reality, Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior. And they need to praise His holy name. She has to see herself, right, in that universe the same way you had to see yourself in that universe. You know what I mean? But remember, we had Hotep Week, where we spent the whole week speaking about the different measurements, you know what I'm saying, and what they mean, in terms of the development and the characteristics and the manifestations of the black woman. You know what I'm saying? So, the words said there was a lot of colonization going on in Africa, all of those Asians was prospering while the Ugandans lived like servants. Um, there's a science to that. See, uh, the Indians, right? Uh, remember we were discussing um, law enforcement, and particularly one of the sciences of the history of law enforcement in Los Angeles, California, is that a lot of the cops that they had there, the guy, we all know about Darrell Gates, who was the head of the police when Rodney King happened. But the dude before him was worse than him. And what he did is he went to the deep south, like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and that's where he recruited the officers from in the 50s and the 60s. So when those cops arrived in LA, they didn't need to be told. They didn't need to be told to keep those black people in their place. That was already a part of the culture that they grew up with. So no, there's no official memo that says, yo, come down hard on the niggas. Because you don't need to do that. You understand what I mean? And it's the same thing with those Indians. Is that they already had a rigid caste system based on complexion in India. You understand what I mean? And based on religion, kind of, it's not exactly Masonic, but you either down with us, right? Or you're not. You're not a part of this money making thing that we doing. You see what I mean? So that's why the British employed them all over the world. It's not just there. It's all throughout. It's all throughout the Caribbean, uh, in uh, the Far East. In all of these different places, they put people in power, right, who already understood their objective. So the culture field, since the NOI provided so much opportunity to a 50s, 60s Newark, that everybody was ready to do anything for the man who made it all happen for the people with that rank and file order. I mean, now that aspect I will agree with you is it all when you deal with situations where kind of the foundation of everything is a charismatic personality. You understand what I'm saying? Is a charismatic personality. To where everything kind of hinges on this person. I mean, you really can't deny that. Just off of the fact of what happened when Elijah returned to essence. You know what I'm saying? That it was, the organization was surrounding him and his personality, You know what I'm saying? You know, in his words and what he said, more than there was, you know, just a foundational science that we are dealing with. Peace. Oh, that's why that thing is beeping. With I don't even know where it's at. I think no, it's not beeping too. Yeah, I gotta look into changing that battery. Shocking. 793rd said that comment the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made about Malcolm having to die for him not being at his side when he was introduced. When he introduced him, hit a certain amount of his followers subconsciously, so it seemed. Um, yeah, like I said, you know, that was you know, that's a part of the thing right there, you know, in terms of what was going on the personal level. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's the public events that happen, you know what I mean, the public statements that was made and everything, you know, but then there's clearly a whole other private thing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do like how when uh uh Malcolm came out in 1952 and went into the mosque. Is that correct? So if you figure, you know, from 1952, you know what I'm saying, to 1963, you know, that's one of those situations where, you know, when people that know each other get into a beef, right, on whatever level it is, and you know, you on the outside in terms of how the beef started and everything, you know what I mean? And also in terms of those people's relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to recall, you know, these two, Malcolm and Elijah, was the closest two people to each other for what, at least 10 years? So there's levels of the game that, you know, people can get on there. You can make all your, you know, speculations and accusations, but, you know, you never know because that's a particular situation. Any one of these situations, whether it's a street situation where, you know, one friend killed up, you would never know the full depths of it. You know, when two family members, you know, you might be outside, two brothers start fighting. You can't know the full magnitude of what's going on because of what their relationship is. But it's, you know, it's one of those things where I'm not sure Elijah even had to make that statement. Sharice Cameron. Sharice must have found out that I have a Hotep channel. Where you from, Sharice? Welcome to the Random Drew channel. Don't be discouraged by some of my brothers that's not quite as Hotep as me. See, there goes Asiatic mathematics with those anti-Hotep statements. 793rd said his sons and the captain in Newark, who were never in accordance with the type of magnetism he began to make stronger to a public that became more infatuated with his message, speaking truth to power. I mean, you know, some see. I'm telling you another thing. Why I didn't even recall that I saw that. You know what I'm saying? It's because, uh, I mean, it's still secondhand information, right? Or I'm the secondhand person. But what I'm saying is, look, I know people that knew them. Not Elijah so much, but people that knew Malcolm, people that was around, people that was in the cipher, and uh, so like says, I got some information. Personally, like it was nothing really new in the thing that he. There was nothing new in that to me. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing new in the documentary. It might have been one or two, little points, but for the most part, like already, you just put your own, he put his own little interpretation on it. But that's like another perspective. That's like a whole other perspective that I'm not gonna. Uh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go mean Gene. I don't want to go mean Gene on the topic. But it's all a perspective. It's all a perspective, man, on how they saw what was going on. Son God, peace almighty. Uh, you know, Malcolm was his statements that he was making. He was messing up a good thing for a lot of people. Oh, Sharice Cameron is a law will manifest. Who's Sharice? Don't let her take your lessons. SW said a lot of them older brothers ran with my pops, and one of them is my P's grandfather. SW said all I did was confirm why a lot of them went from NOI to Orthodox. I mean, I had assumed that they all moved over with Warwick Dean. But I don't know if some aspects of this, just to me, is like we got it's more for Queen's Flip. Shout out to Queen's Flip, but
in terms of the street war stories and all of that, Coins Flip is your guy for that. So SW says specifically the brothers in Newark. So what's that specific story? Oh, they was trying to stray away from being linked with the hit. Now look, that's what I saw too. You know what I mean? In terms of that, like, a lot of these people that was being cagey with the information or, whatever they was doing, the statements that they was making, it did seem to me, it's like, well, clearly everybody here is a little bit down. All these people talking is a little bit down. And, if this, everybody's saying like, okay, is this one dude right here? Like, yeah, he might have been a trigger man, but everybody was a little bit down. And so if you open up that can of worms, we don't know what all is going to jump out. Maybe not just about that situation, but about many situations. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely did detect that, SW. The wordsmith said I wasn't anti-Hotep. Allah said that in the interview, paraphrasing. He said something like he got, yeah, see, no, that's when Allah wasn't in a very Hotep mood. Allah wasn't in a very Hotep mood when he was making that statement with the signs, right? So, what'd you say here? Allah will manifest says she's strange, she's rebellious, but she the earth. Yeah, see, SW said, that he agreed with me in terms of, there's a lot more, there's a lot more that they, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that this ain't Coins Flip. Shout out to Coins Flip, man. For what he do, but I don't want to be throwing people under the bus on this channel. You know what I'm saying? If we had to see each other in person. SW said we're never gonna know the real story. Many have taken them secrets to the grave. I mean, well, when you looked at the what's the name, it appeared that well, nah, you're right, yeah. Well, let me take that back. I was getting ready to say, it appeared from the video that everybody was involved returned, but in fact, you would have to say everybody who probably was in that room and pulled out a gun and shot might be returned. But all of the players and how that occurred, some of them are still around. But you're right about that. I doubt that the full truth of that will ever be known, because one thing that they did with that is they you had a lot of people that was working, right, in a way that, the only way you would even know they was involved is if they tell you. You know what I'm saying? What you say here, Allah will manifest? Elijah brought the self-sustainable answers. Malcolm X tempered with the lessons. I mean, I don't, like I said, I really, I don't have a dog in that fight. In terms of, did Elijah betray Malcolm or did Malcolm betray Elijah? I don't really, you understand what I'm saying? Like I said, they had a close personal relationship to where, even his sons was like they felt like he was closer to him than that. So, in terms of, all of the conversations that they had, and what was on that level of the game, I can't really say. I didn't see anything where he tampered with the lessons. I just seen things that he said that wasn't true, and I know from studying the lessons myself, right, that there was no way for you to not know that that wasn't true. As W said, there was a lot of internal shit from various cities involved with that, right? There was whole, uh, see, another thing you gotta recall, right, is that even including Malcolm, right, all these cats is jail cats, man. Well, let me not say all, but a lot of these brothers before they became Muslim, they had whole criminal careers. So you got all these different elements that's there at play. But relating it back to the topic, there definitely was some instances when Malcolm was just talking. That wasn't wisdom. to the connection right there, yeah. That was a little bad decision. But get, I gotta get down to the nitty gritty with the boxing class anyway. Oh, all right. Knowledge came in. Waju said she made you walk the sands. How far you get before you came back running? Did you bring heads with you? I forgot about Waju. I forgot about Waju and Law were benefits. See, I listen. I gotta. What's your name? I gotta go teach the boxing class. Yeah. Make sure the kids eat and all that. Yeah, 793rd brought up a good point right here. In terms of the people who was getting killed, that's an extra thing that I don't know how much that's counted, and I don't know how much that matters to a lot of people. But all of those brothers knew what time it was. Like if you just listen to their words that they saying, you know what I mean? Like, Martin Luther King starts saying things like, yo, listen, man, we gonna make it to the mountaintop, but I might not make it with you. You know what I'm saying? Dudes is rolling by themselves, in situations where they could have been surrounded by 100 people that was ready to give their life. They started rolling by themselves. You understand what I'm saying? You know, uh, it definitely, and that was something that, when you come to that realization, even dealing with, for a long time, uh, I don't want to say I guess that's the word. You know what I mean? Like I lack respect for Martin Luther King because of his Christian message. You know what I mean? Because of the way they chose to handle things by allowing themselves to have violence perpetrated on them and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But when I really came to understand, the fullness of, first of all, people gotta manifest their knowledge, and their level of understanding. So he had a level of knowledge and understanding that I have. You understand what I mean? At least not about the things that I have him about. You understand what I mean? He didn't have the same, uh, principles necessarily. Not 100% of it. So you could disagree on that, but you can't disagree that look, they all could have took the money and ran, but they stood up and was counted. So that's a very good point right there that 793rd makes. 793rd said Malcolm wouldn't miss a speech and had his whole family in the Audubon that evening. As you stated, brothers were there for Allah and ready to get busy. Born you truth, he told them, including his sister NOI, or including his sister No. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I think is important too, in terms of, you know, that's one of the reasons why we haven't gotten the kind of we haven't been able to accomplish as much through these movements. You see what I mean? Like if you look at the things that people were saying, well, don't rebel about George Floyd because the target might not open back. You understand what I mean? Like, that's a little bit less of a proposition there. That's a little bit less important of a proposition there from you saying that you're going to lose your life. You're going to be shot multiple times. You understand what I'm saying? In the face, in the chest, in the back, in the head. You understand what I'm saying? That's a little bit more of a personal threat right there. You see what I'm saying? But that's just the thing, is that you had individuals what they was ready to do for their freedom was a lot more. And so that's why you don't have the same type of individuals, man. You got dudes that, they protested, but you still scared to lose your Facebook account.
You want to answer this?
What's the phone?
No. It's the God out here going to talk about doing the video.
Got real hip hop came in. What's going on? Peace. Darkim Be AllahChrist.
Darkim?
Yeah.
What's the process for getting a video shot from you? Like a video shoot done here?
What kind of video?
The music video.
What's the song? Who's the artist?
The artist is Divine. He's a student of mine.
What's your name be, brother?
Shaquille, bro. Shaquille.
Okay, myself. Told me the right man, though. I'm gonna back up. Told me the right man. Yeah, rap and all that. Told me the right man.
Yeah. What time is it? Yeah, it's after 2:00, y'all. You're not supposed to do the boxing class. So look, I'm gonna sign out for right now. I'm gonna be back probably about 7, 8 o'clock. I'm gonna be back probably about 7, 8 o'clock, and we finish up, man. Plus, I could be in the classroom with the AC. So, yo, shout out to everybody. Do the each one, teach one. Hit the like button, and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Peace.